So if you aren't following us, make sure you do at HEW Entertainment, Jonathan Clarke 1. We're going to be reviewing the slap. We've got some videos from the slap we're going to be throwing up along with the video blogs, so make sure you check all that out. Now, Hollywood Arts for Nintendo DS come out this past November. I like it. I like the idea of the game because it's a game for younger people, and it encourages you to participate in a lot of different things. Participation is probably the word to use to describe this game, and interactivity. It's really cool. You have the ability to use the touch screen to interact with the characters. There's a bunch of mini games, and as the game progresses, the challenges get harder, more interactive, harder to do, harder to understand. We're going to get into all that here because I really like the game. I really like the idea of the Victorious Hollywood Arts Debuts game. I actually saw it a while back. It's not that expensive. It's about anywhere from $27 to $30. I priced it, and it's worth every penny, especially if you have a young girl in your family who loves this show, or a young child who loves it. It's worth to spend the money on for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or some kind of special occasion. It's definitely worth it. Or if you just want to pick it up for the sake of having your child have this game because they're a fan of the show, definitely it's worth every penny to pick it up. Now, I do have to say that if you're not a fan of the show, if you don't have any idea who Victoria Justice is or any of the cast members, supporting cast members are, if you've never seen this show, if you're not a fan of it, you're not going to like this game. But if you're a fan of the show, if you followed it right through from seasons 1 through 3, then it's a game for you. It's a game for a serious, hardcore Victoria Justice fan, I'm telling you right now. Because the game is awesome. It gives you the ability to create your own character, have a lot of fun with mini games. You get to sing with the different characters. You get to use the touch screen. It's cool, Nickelodeon has an amazing product here, and I was surprised, when I learned that Victorious was going to be having a game released, because the show only came out in about 2010, and already they have dolls and games. They have a huge line of merchandise for this. They already have an Xbox 360 game where you use the Kinect. They have so much for this. It is absolutely amazing. So we're going to be getting into that here in just a minute, and as I said, if you're not a fan of the Victorious show, you're not going to like it. But if you're a die-hard fan, if you're a child probably who came across this on YouTube, it's worth your time to sit down and actually play this game and have a whole lot of fun with it. Now, I was on the internet the other day, and I saw a review of it for both games, actually. I saw a few screenshots to go along with the review. They give this game a 3 out of 5 star rating. I believe that's what they rate both these games. And, I think they probably could give it a 4-star rating because of so much stuff you can do in the game. I don't really agree with the rating. I think you can up it from 3 stars to 4 on a 5-star scale. That's what the review detailed. It was a 3 out of 5 star rating. Do you agree with that review? Tell us at Facebook.com, Jonathan Clarke, YouTube.com, Jonathan Clarke 22. Maybe you're somebody who's played this game. In my opinion, I think the game could have been rated easily 4 out of 5 stars. You didn't necessarily have to rate it 3 out of 5 stars. Maybe because it was a DS game and it was on the DS platform. That's probably why they rated it 3 out of 5 stars. Super Nintendo graphics with this thing, of course, and that's what the Nintendo DS really puts me in mind of. A portable Super Nintendo you can take anywhere with you, and it's a combination really between Nintendo Wii and Super Nintendo, in my opinion. I think that's the best way of describing this thing. It's a combination between Nintendo Wii and the Super Nintendo, I think, because really the Nintendo DS really does show a lot of Super Nintendo type graphics and really restores the old school Super Nintendo feel, if anything. So what you're going to get when you purchase this game are Super Nintendo graphics, really, in my opinion, because that's what it seems like from the screenshots I've seen. And really, with any Nintendo DS game, depending on what game it is, you're going to get a lot of Super Nintendo graphics. Now, if you just give me a second here, I'm going to pull up the review of the game so I can get into detail here about the game, because the game has a lot of detail. And I'm going to just, talk a little bit briefly about each different part of the game and what the game entails. The game was developed by Nickelodeon, of course, and they had a bit of help with a number of different video game producers for this one, but the game is a product of Nickelodeon, so it's a certified official Nickelodeon product, and basically the game goes through different stages. The first thing you do in the game is you create your own character. Now this is really cool because it really puts me in mind of a simulation type game or some kind of application that they develop for Facebook or Twitter. A lot of people referred to The Sims when they were talking about this game and trying to give an illustration of what to create the character ability in the game was really all about. A lot of people trying to compare it to The Sims. And I don't really want to be like a whole lot of other people and jump to the conclusion this is a game like The Sims that had a lot of expansion packs and everything released in the past. But I think that this really is a combination of probably a Barbie game, some kind of Facebook app like the Smurfs where you created your own character in your own Smurf cottage. And yeah, I'll probably go as far as to say it's kind of like The Sims. They create your character portion of the game. That's how you start off. And I know a lot of people refer to it as, kind of a Sims type deal. Probably where you can create your own character, give her own gender, and decide the attire they wear when they're attending the school here. But it's really neat how you can actually create your own character. I find that really cool. And I know a lot of people were referring to it as just a Sims type environment where you can use different attires, different skin colors, different genders, different hair colors, different things like that. So basically what you do is you create your student, and what's going to happen here after you create the student and you save it to your Nintendo DS cartridge, you're going to be given the option to enroll in Hollywood Arts. You become a student in the game, according to what I got here, the impression I got. You become a student in the game and you enroll in Hollywood Arts. And what you do, first off, you become friends with the entire gang, the whole cast of the show, and you do mini games for each character. Now, depending on what character you do the mini game for, you're going to have different objectives. And mini games are always fun. Remember the days of Mario Party 3, 1 through 3. It was fun playing those mini games, and that's kind of what this is like. Different mini games, different characters have different objectives. And you complete the mini games and you earn a star for each game that you complete, basically. And the more stars you get, the more advanced your level becomes and the more experience you gain in the game, which is really cool. Now, as you get comfortable with the controls of this game, after your character completes so many mini games, like different objectives, like finding different prompts for characters, singing with different characters, improving your skills. Once you become comfortable with the controls of the game and what the game is really all about, you get to actually simulate an entire school year. So you go the entire 9 months, at Hollywood Arts, and different things happen each week of the month. And you're presented with different challenges that get progressively harder as the game goes along, and you get the opportunity to improve your skills and do different things. So basically, after you get more comfortable with the controls, you get the opportunity to simulate an entire school year, and the award at the end of the show, or the game rather, is you get to partake in the showcase at the end of the year, and that's the hardest objective for the game, the hardest challenge. The showcase is what you're aiming for to be a part of at the end of the year, and if your name shows up on the cast list at the end of the year, you have completed all your objectives. And it goes by days of the week too. A 5-day week school, of course, 4 weeks a month. It's really cool how you get the opportunity to do this. You get to enroll and simulate an entire year. It's kind of like how you play a sports game. You simulate 82 games. With a wrestling game or something like that, you simulate an entire WWE year. It's cool. And with The Sims, you simulate your character's life and everything. So it's neat. Different objectives, different games you get to play, and stuff like that. It's really cool. And from the comments that I'm getting here from you guys, is you really like this game. You think that your son or your daughter is going to like it. A lot of parents actually commented on the game here, and I'm going to be reading out a couple of the comments that were left on the review here. It was a review actually that I found off of a website that had a lot of comments, and I had to actually go down through it here last night and actually pull up some of the comments and try to find the best ones. And I got a couple here. I'm going to be reading out all of them. You guys left a lot of comments, and from what I'm getting here, you really like the game. In my opinion, the best part of the game that I really like is the fact that you can create your own character. Now I know that it, kind of sounds like a Sims game where you can create your own character and simulate their life, but it's not. You create your own student. You can earn different clothes and different wardrobes for them, and different abilities for them throughout the game, depending on how many stars you have. And as your skills improve, you get to enter an entire school year of 9 months where different objectives pop up, and you get the opportunity to do different things. Some of the mini games you might have to search for different props. Some of the mini games you might have to master a script. You might have to master a song that you sing with one of your friends. There's all kinds of different objectives, and depending on what character you do the objectives for, they get progressively harder. So it's really neat. I think some of the objectives in this game you're going to find really funny. And I do have a lot of respect for people who actually sit down and play these games out and actually do every little objective so they can write a little review on it. Some of the key features of the game here are some of the things that I've already talked about. You take part in crazy adventures with a lot of the gang members, and then you can explore the entire school. So the interactivity is really included with this game. You get to explore the entire school, and every little corner is mapped out in the school. You have your auditorium, you have your classrooms, you have your cafeteria. The school's broken up into different sections. It's not like a Batman Arkham City game where every little detail is added in on the game map, but it's really divided up into a lot of different sections. So I think the interactivity really comes with this game. One of the big things, one of the top 3 key features of the game, along with the interactivity and everything, is the fact that you can actually create your own character. That is what is getting over the biggest amount with this game. That's what's getting over a lot. The fact that you can create your own character, you can decide if they're a boy or a girl, you can decide their wardrobe, you can earn different clothes, and you can unlock hidden things. That's the biggest thing. One of the top 3 key features of the game is the fact that you can actually create your own character. That's what's getting over with a lot of you guys, and from what I'm getting here from the comments and everything, you guys really like the idea of creating your own character. Kind of a Sims type feel, a Facebook app, whatever you want to call it, but it's really cool that you get to do it. And they describe the mini games as, crazy, exciting, fun. You can dance, you can sing, you can do it all with this one, and I think that's what's really going to get over with the young fans, really. It starts off, of course, the first day in the game, you're there, you're doing different objectives. As the weeks progress, you get to simulate an entire school year, which is really cool. You're not going to pay much for the game. In terms of pricing, I know a lot of fans of video games are really skeptical over how much you're going to pay for a game. But you're going to end up paying anywhere from $27 to $30, taxes included with this game, taxes down. So it's not a big sacrifice. Usually a Nintendo DS are a bit cheaper than a major video game platform or a major video game like for PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. So you're not going to be paying too much for this game. I did price them on different websites like GameStop and IGN. So you're not going to be paying too much for the game. Now, as I said, if you're not a fan of the